There's a reason why everyone's talking about Prusa lately. It could be because they may have changed the way we all multicolor 3D print. We're talking everything from 8 independent colors to almost eliminating waste when multicolor printing, to silicone printing, to automated print farms, to industrial materials, to resin 3D printing that looks like it belongs to a factory of the future. I'm Brian DeLuca, and this is MakerBuildIt, where we turn ideas into projects. And today we're taking a closer look at how Prusa is working on the future of 3D printing, from maker machines all the way to industrial automation. Now let's check out what Prusa is doing. I'm Brian DeLuca. I am here at Rapid TCT at the Prusa booth with David. David, can you show us what's going on at the Prusa booth today?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the Cool One Plus with the index upgrade added to it. This version right here is the one with the eight nozzle configuration, and then over there we have the one with the 4 nozzle configuration. And so right now, so the cool thing about this is, so it uses induction heating, and each individual nozzle has its own filament path. So you don't have to worry about feeding or retracting filament for each color change. And each nozzle has its own dedicated material. So you can have TPU in one lane, PLA, PETG, ABS, ASA, all down the line. You can put whatever you want.
Can you also use different nozzle sizes in some of them?
I'll have to get back to you on that. I believe so, but I'm not 100% sure. This one's still pretty new, and this is actually the second time I've seen this in person. So this has been. It's been kept under wraps pretty tightly.
I gotcha. And this is the one that probably everyone's coming to see.
We will have more information available next week. We'll have an announcement with pricing and availability. So I know everybody's really excited for that. But yeah, the cool thing is it's near zero waste. So there's been a lot of questions about that lately, and I wanted to clear up a couple things. So I'm glad you're asking about the system. So there's no purge tower, there's no prime tower, there's no purging. What there is there's a tiny amount of priming. So as you can see, this is the size of this is actually 3, but this is the size of the material that is deposited in the purge bin. Which is the prime bin. So this is the material this is the waste from each filament change.
So that's actually really minute.
Yeah. So it's about 1 millimeter or so of material, and there's no prime tower. There's no filament poop that you have to worry about collecting, anything like that. And right now, I believe the filament changes are approximately 15 seconds. And I know that's being worked on as well. But we're very excited to see this. Very excited to explore more of it and see what the community does with it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And it looks like you have 4 filaments on each side.
Yes. So these are actually the new USS dry boxes. These were released, I believe, at the beginning of the month or the very end of last month. And that's actually why the Core One was updated with the Plus. So you have the 2-part spool holder, which allows the dry box to be locked in place.
So you're just printing straight from the dry box.
Yep. So you dry your filament, you put it in the box, print straight from it, and you lock it in place, so you don't have to worry about the spool falling off, anything like that with the vibrations from the printer, especially on a very weak table like this. But yeah, it's a great sealed unit. It's got desiccant in there, and I believe. It might be hard to see on this, but there is a meter.
Do you know what the print speed is of this?
Off the top of my head, I don't. I don't. I know that the temperature is 300 C. And I believe they're hardened nozzles as well. So you get a little bit of a bump in temperature over the next extruder, and eight nozzles to choose from with their own filament path. So this is going to be a real game changer. for the
very little waste also.
Yeah, and that's one of the fantastic parts about it. Very little waste and very little cleanup. That bin is now 1.5 days worth of waste.
Okay.
So
and you've been printing 8-color items.
And it's been printing nonstop. So
now you had other stuff you wanted to show us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, this is the system with the 4 nozzles, and this is actually one of the print that came off it. So this is similar to that, just half the nozzles, but it will be available in the 2 variants.
And it's sort of the same amount of waste. This one produces very little waste.
It's identical to that, just half the nozzles.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then this is the standard Core 1 Plus.
Okay.
This is the one with the single filament. Yep. And this is with the neck extruder with the single filament option.
Okay.
And then we have our Core 1L here. This is the newest printer in the lineup.
Okay.
And so this one is 300 by 300 by 330.
Okay.
Has the new AC bed with the bed fans underneath, so it actually will keep that'll heat the chamber up to 60 degrees C.
Okay.
Just using the bed, so no additional bed heater to worry about. No added components that you need to worry about replacing.
And when did this one come? You said this one just came out?
I believe this came out in November last year, October, November last year. And this thing has been fantastic.
And what's the print volume on this one?
300 on X and Y and 330 on Z.
Okay, wow.
And this one actually comes with the critical infrastructure.
Okay.
So for those that need heightened security for their machines, we offer the critical infrastructure. So it's basically a self-contained unit. You print offline, and it actually comes with an encrypted USB drive for added security for those with sensitive models and they don't want their stuff out there on the internet.
They sourced over the cloud.
Yeah, and then over here we have the 5 Toolhead XL with the enclosure.
That's pretty cool.
So this is the XL. And again, we have our dry boxes mounted to the side with the updated spool holders. And like this is the basketball is printed at TPU. And yeah, this has been a pretty popular the show. This is printed on the XL.
And in multicolor.
And in multicolor. And then this is one of my favorite examples of multi-material printing. So we have the PETG for the orange and the silver of the rim, and then silver and black TPU for the tire.
Wow.
And then the supports for the wheel are in PLA. Okay. So that this can just
peel right
off, and you just have a perfect finish underneath. And yeah, this thing is cool.
That's pretty cool.
So
that is really cool.
And then actually one thing I want to show you guys too that's on the other side that's long anticipated is the silicone tool head.
Okay, let's go look
for the
at
XL. So yeah, so this is the XL with the new silicone tool head. So this is actually printing. It's a 2-part system.
Okay.
And so it'll come in 2 separate spools that will feed into the tool head, and then the waste, because the silicone comes in a sleeve.
Right.
The waste will actually get put back get dumped in this box.
Oh wow.
So you don't just have it thrown on your floor.
Right.
And then you can actually print silicone.
It's pretty cool.
So yeah, there's a lot of really cool.
So what type of tool head does it use to print silicone?
So you can see it right here on the side. So it's mounted to the side of the tool head, and it's basically a dispenser.
Okay.
So the extruder in it isn't extruding the material, as far as I know.
Okay.
It's more of like pumping the material out, and then the extruder here is actually pushing the waste material back up through the tube into the box. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really cool, and this is the gentleman who he's with Filament too. So he's the one that came up with all this stuff. and so he's the brains behind it. But yeah, so this system has been super cool to watch, and just seeing some of the crazy stuff that you can come out, and like how strong this material is.
Stretchy it is, yeah.
Like this is wild.
And the quality of the print too. I mean, that
looks,
and
it's quick.
Yeah.
And it prints pretty fast too, which I was very surprised by.
Wow. That's very, very cool.
Yeah, and then over here we have our Prusa Pro line. So this is the Prusa Pro. This is the H290. So this is our industrial 3D printer. This one is capable of printing up to 500 degrees on the toolhead, up to 150 degrees on the print bed, and 90 degrees in the chamber. And we're using the Delta kinematics, so you get that fast print speed.
Right. Is this one of the only printers you have that uses this setup?
The Delta?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is kind of like the oddball of the lineup, where the other ones are either Cartesian or Core XY, and so we have the Delta, and this one's been really awesome. And as you can see over here, this is some of the material that it can print. So you have your high grade engineering material, your PEEK. So you got PEEK and PEI, polycarbonates, ASA, nylons, all your high grade engineering material.
Look how clean that is.
Yeah,
that is clean.
Yeah, and the Delta kinematics is it's really helpful, because a lot of these machines that are capable of doing this type of material, they're very large machines.
Right.
So by going to the Delta, we can keep the package smaller, albeit a little taller, but it really helps make a smaller footprint, so you can fit more of them in less space.
Yeah.
And really ramp up your production.
And you can build some pretty tall parts in these.
Yeah, I don't, off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure of the build volume, but I can get that for you later. But yeah, you can print some pretty large parts in it. And then over here, this is actually the first time this is on U.S. soil. This is the new Prusa Pro SLX resin system. So you have your resin printer with the wash station and the cure station all in one.
Oh, wow.
And so yeah, it's a really nice modular system for manufacturing. But this is the first time it's been on U.S. soil.
Let's go look at it. Let's look at it up close. So here's where you're printing.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yep. Yeah. So this is the printer right here. And once the part is finished, you can take the whole thing off with the tray, slide it into the cure station or the wash station. It'll actually drop it down, wash the part, and then you have the option of using the hose to get into the little nooks and crannies. And then once it's,
you even have built-in gloves.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
So you got the built-in gloves, and the door closes. The door actually closes so that you don't get covered in material. And then you finish it off with the curing station, and then you have storage underneath, and your cleaning products underneath. So it's a really nice, clean, professional setup, and and it's a fairly large resin printer too, so you can print a lot of material on it.
And what's really nice is it's very contact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, and like I said, this is brand new, first time on U.S. soil.
Okay.
And then over here, we have our AFS.
Oh wow.
So this is basically your all-in-one print farm. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. This is the first time I'm seeing it in person here at this show, so I'm probably not the best person to talk about it, other than telling you that it's super cool.
Yeah, this is really cool. So so maybe some questions. So this is automated?
Automated,
You
yes.
can see here it has a rail, so it's automated now. Oh, there we go. There we go.
So it'll actually
It's pulling a plate.
It's actually going to grab a build plate, and we have our one of our printers that's finished, and so it removes the plate, sets it up on top in the finished area, and then it will grab a new plate, put it on top, and automatically start the next print. So these have been going around the clock and just cranking out these parts right here.
Oh wow! Okay. So if you're creating the same part over and over again, this is great. You can probably alternate parts in here too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, and how this is modular, right?
Yeah. So as far as I know, this can be expanded on to fit your needs, and I know that they're finalizing like the production of it right now, and all that stuff. So more information on this will be coming soon.
So one more question. So is Prusa also developing the software that automates all these pieces?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. This is really cool. Well, David, thank you for your time, buddy. It was a good one.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Now, this may be some of the most interesting things happening in 3D printing right now. From near zero waste to silicone printing to automated print farms, Prusa is really pushing where the future of 3D printing is going. And it's really exciting to see these technologies slowly moving from the professional 3D printing space into the maker 3D space. Because the more you can print faster, cleaner, and with less waste, the more possible projects you could do. For more on 3D printing, DIY, and maker projects, make sure you like and follow MakerBuildIt, and remember, keep on making. Oh, and remember, 3D printing is not just becoming faster, it's becoming much smarter.